for that. It is the final stretch before Election Day, and the polls will open back up in a little more than 24 hours across Southeast Texas. The latest data from Target, Smart, and NBC News shows more than 93 million people have already cast their ballots in Decision 2020. It's projected that number could hit 100 million by tomorrow. Here in Houston, Election Day judges picked up supplies yesterday for the more than 800 Election Day voting locations. The Harris County clerk says there will be more than 11,000 workers tomorrow to make sure all the votes get counted. The presidential candidates will continue rallying in swing states today. President Trump will hold 5 of them across Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Democratic nominee Joe Biden will be in Ohio and in Pennsylvania. Supporters of President Trump taking to the streets in Houston yesterday. They gathered on 610 for a massive parade around the Loop. More than 1,300 vehicles showed up. On the other side of the aisle, Democrats say they're making sure people cast their ballots Tuesday and that the coronavirus pandemic should give them a reason to go out and vote.
Our world is in trouble, people. Y'all better wake up and vote for Donald J. Trump because he's the only president that can ever save this world.
Vote for those people who understand the needs of our community, who understand how this pandemic has affected our community, and represent those whose lives were lost.
NBC's Tracy Potts will have much more on the race for the White House during a live report ahead at 6:15.
Well, new this morning, a man drives to get help after he was shot multiple times in southeast Houston overnight. And even though he was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, he managed to get himself to a gas station at Telephone Road near the South Loop. Investigators believe the suspect approached the man who was in his vehicle at the time about a mile away at Long Drive and opened fire. The victim was rushed to the hospital and is expected to survive. So far, no arrests have been made. Meantime, police are looking for a man wanted in a 16-year-old girl's murder. 24-year-old Kenny Garrett is charged in connection to Marasia Pratt's death. She was shot and killed October 26th along Sharpview Drive near Willcrest in southwest Houston. Police say Pratt was part of a group gathered to settle a family feud over social media posts.
No arrests have been made after actor Eddie Hassel was killed during a reported carjacking in North Texas. Grand Prairie police say they found the 30-year-old actor with several gunshot wounds early yesterday morning. Hassel later died at a hospital. He was best known for his role in the TV series Surface and the movie The Kids Are All Right. Breaking news now involving actor Johnny Depp. The Pirates of the Caribbean star has lost his libel case against the Sun newspaper in London. Depp sued the paper over claims he beat ex-wife Amber Heard. This morning, the court refused to award Depp any compensation for damage to his reputation. The judge said Depp didn't prove the report was false.
The Astros extended only one qualifying offer, and it was to outfielder George Springer. He now has until November 11th to decide what to do. Springer could stay in Houston and play for $18.9 million or become a free agent, in which case he'd be free to negotiate with anyone, including the Astros. The Astros did not make an offer to Michael Brantley, meaning he is free to go. Dang it.
Gonna miss him.
I know.
Yeah. The country is preparing for a historic presidential election.
Ahead, how the White House is getting ready to make sure things stay secure.
Also next, the dead car battery is a problem, and dealing with one in the middle of the rain isn't easy. Coming up, the celebrity who stepped in to help a Texas man.
And after falling back this Wednesday, or this weekend, pardon me, it's a Monday, right? We are about 25 minutes away from sunrise. So make sure you grab your sunglasses and grab your jacket. Temperatures right now are in the 40s and 50s. A chilly start to your day. We are looking towards Election Day. I'll have a look at your weather as you head to the polls tomorrow.
All right, Brett, I'm right there with you. I think I need another cup of coffee, too. Here's a look at Fort Bend County. Public transportation fares will be waived, so if you still need to cast your vote, you can make a reservation by 5 p.m. today using the number 281-633-7433 to get a free ride to the polls tomorrow, Tuesday, November 3rd. I'll have another What's Driving Houston update with Honda just after the break.
The Circle K secret word of the day is fresh. Enter it on click2houston.com for your chance to win free gas for a year. Nearly half of Texans collecting unemployment are women.
I was not just the one laid off. There were 48 with me.
I'll show you the top 5 jobs for women right now, including work-from-home opportunities and expert advice on how to get these jobs.
So there's 5 things that we encourage women to do.
And a local woman who found success following this advice.
So my new job is marketing coordinator. coordinator.
What her employer says made her stand out from the rest of the applicants. Tonight at 6 on KPRC2.
We know where John Cornyn stands. He took millions from the insurance industry and voted to let them deny coverage for pre-existing conditions 4 times. John Cornyn sold out our health care. MJ Hagar knows what it's like to need good health care. Wounded as a combat pilot in Afghanistan. MJ will fight to protect coverage for pre-existing conditions and bring down health care costs for every Texas family. FF PAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
And I won't take orders from Nancy Pelosi or anyone else. But Lizzie Fletcher did take orders from Pelosi, voting with her 99% of the time. And Fletcher will fall in line with Pelosi on the Green New Deal, costing $93 trillion, increasing energy bills $350 a month, and destroying 1 in 6 Texas jobs. Lizzie Fletcher, voting with Pelosi, costing us jobs.
I'm Wesley Hunt, and I approve this message.
Well, this guy is an NFL legend, but there's another reason that Terry Bradshaw is one North Texas man's personal hero. This video from Gainesville, Texas last week has now gone viral because you can see the masked 72-year-old Bradshaw talking to another man whose car battery died in the rain. Bradshaw used jumper cables to help that guy out who didn't even know who he was. Bradshaw threw up his arms and yelled, "Touchdown!" when the car finally started. You would think, like, maybe that's a hint. The man thanked him and offered him something for help, but Bradshaw assured him he didn't need anything in return. He was fine. But then the man later went inside a store right there where the staff told him that he had just been helped by NFL legend Terry Bradshaw. He's probably like, "Oh, could I see the video of that, please?" Hey, Halloween is over. Mariah Carey now has a special message for her fans.
Yes.
It's time.
People know it's time. I heard people breaking out the Christmas decorations this weekend, Sunday rather. So the Queen of Christmas has kicked off this year's holiday season. She reminded fans, let's get through Thanksgiving first, but you could start playing my song on repeat.
Right.
Yeah, the singer posted a similar post-Halloween video last year when she got a call from Santa Claus.
Yeah, I heard Christmas music downstairs yesterday morning. My wife was jumping on it. She had the Alexa going
It's
already.
just like so much that you want to enjoy it for, you know, just a couple short months.
That's her point. Like, we leave them up until the HOA yells at us.
Right. Yeah, take advantage.
You know,
Thanks.
to each their own. Right. Coming up, final hours winding down before Election Day. More from the rallies across swing states and their messages on rising pandemic concerns.
Now, the royal tested positive for coronavirus. The reports on Prince William as the UK prepares for a possible second lockdown. It's 6:12.
My parents would say, if it's your last day, do something for someone else. I didn't think at 31, lying in a hospital bed, that I would realize that lesson so soon. While I battled insurance companies, Sarah Davis repeatedly sided with Republicans, voting to deny coverage to millions of Texans. Sarah Davis turned her back on Texas families. I won't. I'm Ann Johnson, running for state representative because something must be done to protect our health care.
Every parent knows the sheer terror of when their child gets sick. I know it all too well. My daughter has epilepsy, a pre-existing condition. I'm Natalie Hurtado. I scraped by on Medicaid and now on co-insurance that costs way too much. When our system fails, it's our children who suffer. We need quality health care that every family can afford and elected officials who will fight for it. That's what I'll do. It's not because of politics, it's because of her.
Tri-Eagle Energy live cameras on KPRC, bringing you the views of Houston. Tri-Eagle Energy, simple, honest electricity rates.
I have 4 kids, and when I saw that my underage son was buying vaping flavors like bubblegum online, I was furious. Fortunately, Senator Cornyn agreed and passed a bill to ban vaping products from children. That bill is bipartisan, both parties. That's how politics used to work. I wish Washington had more people like John Cornyn.
I'm John Cornyn, and I approve this message. I'm Michael McCall, and I approve this message.
I know Congressman McCall through his work on childhood cancer. I lost my son, CJ, 6 years ago, and I think about CJ every day. Michael McCall is honoring CJ's memory. He's leading the fight for more funding for cancer research. Michael McCall gets results. I may be a Democrat, but I'm voting for Michael McCall. Mike Siegel is too extreme to find common ground. He'll make Washington worse.
6:14 now. British media are reporting Prince William was diagnosed with COVID-19 back in April. The reports cite Kensington Palace sources, which is his family's official residence. That would mean the royal family has kept the prince's diagnosis secret for more than 6 months. Kensington Palace has not confirmed or denied this report to NBC. Prince William's father, Prince Charles, announced he tested positive in March. Charles did recover. Prince William, of course, is the second in line to the British throne after his father. That news as British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is expected to talk about a second national lockdown across England today. The number of COVID cases there has topped 1 million. More than 46,000 people have died. The British Parliament still has to approve the lockdown, which would go into effect Thursday. Non-essential businesses would be closed again, and non-essential travel would be banned. Schools would stay open, though. Johnson said the lockdown could last until December 2nd.
New fencing will be put up around the White House today. It was installed earlier this year after demonstrations in June and again in August to help maintain security measures. A federal law enforcement source says 250 National Guardsmen have also been put on standby there ahead of Election Day tomorrow. President Trump is expected to spend part of election night at the White House. And the presidential candidates aren't slowing down ahead of Election Day. Both President Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden will continue rallying in swing states. The president was in Florida late last night. The pandemic still a major topic out on the campaign trail, and top infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci warned over the weekend the nation is in for a whole lot of hurt. Here's what the president had to say about Dr. Fauci at a rally last night.
Don't tell anybody, but let me wait till a little bit after the election.
NBC's Tracy Potts is in Wilmington, Delaware. Tracy, good morning. Let's start with the president's campaign today.
Certainly, and that rally was actually super early this morning. It was a midnight rally that flouted the restrictions in Florida about COVID, but the president was out there in his home state. You could clearly hear with a lot of his supporters to kick off a day where he will hit, if you include last night, 5 states. From Florida, it's North Carolina, Pennsylvania, back to Michigan for the 4th time in a week, and Wisconsin, the state that the president narrowly won, or that the president won from Democrats 4 years ago. But he narrowly won Michigan literally by just about 11,000 votes. That's why we're seeing him there over and over, including on this last day, full day of campaigning before the polls open. Now, we are in Wilmington, Delaware, where Biden election headquarters will be. We are seeing Joe Biden today in Ohio and in Pennsylvania. He and Senator Kamala Harris spending a lot of time in Pennsylvania today, wrapping things up with a star-studded rally in Pittsburgh later this evening. Biden has said that Pennsylvania, he believes, will vote for him. It's the state where he was born, but the president has spent a lot of time there, including today. We'll see how it all shakes out tomorrow. Back to you, Lisa.
Tracy, you get any vacation time when this is all said and done?
I'll think about it when this is all said and done.
Okay, I got you. Whenever that happens. All right, Tracy Potts, live in Wilmington. Thank you. Want to make sure you get all of your voting questions answered tomorrow. KPRC teaming up with Telemundo Houston and the League of Women Voters Houston again for an Election Day phone bank. It'll start at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and it'll go until polls close at 7 p.m. We'll have the number you can call starting tomorrow at 6.
You should get like a month off.
I know, right? Rest of the year. Yeah.
Hey, the 2020 Vivint Houston Open kicks off today. Tees off today after 18 months of renovations at the course. This is the first time since, well, 1963 that the Houston Open will take place in Memorial Park. The tournament begins Thursday, the 5th, runs through Sunday. We're going to hear more from Astros Golf Foundation owner and chairman Jim Crane and Mayor Sylvester Turner coming up at 11:30 today.
Boy, for people in town for that, Britta, they're going to have a treat with this weather.
I know, what a perfect week for it. This morning it's nice and cool out there. Notice that the sun is coming up thanks to falling back over the weekend. So grab your sunglasses. The sun glare, if you're an eastbound commuter, it's going to be pretty intense. Temperature wise, 40s and 50s. So jackets are a must. We're down to 40 degrees in Conroe, 47 in Sugar Land. Right now in Galveston, we're in the upper 50s. In Palacios, you're waking up to 45 degrees. It's really going to be a spectacular day. A little bit cooler than over the weekend. That dry air will heat things up. So lunchtime, we're in the 60s. This afternoon we'll be in the low 70s, and if you have plans after work, we'll cool things down quickly. Sunsets at 5:30 for this evening, and then we'll get right back down to the 50s and 40s for overnight temperatures. Tomorrow is the big day, Election Day. Weather is on our side. For polls opening, temperatures will be in the 40s. Afternoon temperatures in the mid 70s, and then as the polls close, we will be cooling down to the 60s. Really beautiful weather for the entire work week. Unfortunately, a different story in Central America. So this is Hurricane Ada. The winds are up to 90 miles per hour. It's going to be a Category 2 hurricane as it makes a landfall tomorrow. Mudslides, heavy rainfall, that's going to be the largest issue with Ada, and this is going to be a huge impact on Nicaragua and also Honduras. As we go towards the weekend, what is left over of Ada could reemerge over the Northwest Caribbean. If it redevelops, it would keep the name, and some computer models do that and then move it into Cuba and the Bahamas. That would be for the beginning of next week. We'll continue to watch it. Not a threat for Southeast Texas, though. We have high pressure dominating now, but we have a cold front for next week. Before we get to that cold front, a lot of great weather. You can see clear skies all the way up towards Montana. Ridge of high pressure producing chilly starts and beautiful afternoon temperatures all the way through the work week. A little bit of a change as we head into Thursday and Friday. That ridge of high pressure is off to our east, so the south wind will warm up our afternoon temperatures. And heading into the weekend, they will be back to the low 80s. As we get closer to Saturday and Sunday, there's a look at that rainfall moving towards Cuba. Again, that would be the leftovers of Ada. Here's a full look at that 10-day forecast. Really gorgeous stuff. Enjoy the cool mornings, pleasant afternoons. We'll have our warm up into the low 80s as we head into the weekend. Next cold front is the beginning of next week. That will send us down to the 60s as we get closer to Veterans Day. Let's get you over to Anna Veed. Good morning to you. I know you're tracking some issues with Waze.
I am. So check out this backup. You're down to 26 miles per hour in the outbound direction on the North Freeway. This is after a crash that was spotted near Little York. The good news is the crash did clear, but you're battling this residual backups. Residual backups also spotted on the West Beltway heading southbound just near Bel Air. So heading towards that Southwest Freeway interchange, watch out for that backup. You don't need to have an alternate route there. Just expect a little bit of slower traffic than usual at this time. Here's a look at a crash that happened earlier this morning. Very tragic scene. We're talking about a car splitting in half. Serious. So expect investigators to be on the scene of Westheimer at Stony Brook between Dunvale and Hillcroft. Your alternate route there is to consider Richmond, which runs just south of Westheimer, as an alternate route, as Westheimer is closed off in both directions. Owen and Lisa, over to you.
Annavi, thank you. He appeared in more than 70 films, but Sir Sean Connery will forever be known as the first actor to portray James Bond on the big screen. The 90-year-old passed away on Saturday. Connery won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role in The Untouchables back in 1987. The Today Show will have more on his iconic roles and how he's being remembered ahead at 7 o'clock.
A popular home improvement store is hiring 20,000 seasonal workers. We're going to Maribel's Money Desk live. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Lowe's is going on a hiring spree and is giving out another round of bonuses. I'll have the details next.
I'm John Rosenthal. I'm an engineer, not a politician. So when we decide how to move Texas forward, I look at facts, not sound bites. Especially now, we need to raise teachers' pay and provide them with affordable health care. And all families need access to high-speed internet for remote learning. Whatever happens, we must equip our schools to teach our children. It's not about being Democrat or Republican, it's just common sense.
Gary Gates says it's mudslinging. Ignore what we hear. Some of those reports are ugly, but important. Who do we believe? The adults who reported the marks and bruises? The judge, disturbed by the testimony? His own children? They described it. Kicked, handcuffed, fed vomit-inducing drugs? Told 3 sheriff's deputies he hurts them. If we believe them, do we honestly believe Gary Gates is fit to serve us? Do you?
I'm Lizzie Fletcher. 2 years ago, I promised to work to lower healthcare costs.
One way to lower healthcare costs is by letting Medicare negotiate for lower prescription drug prices. I'm proud to say we passed a bill in the House to do exactly that. It's not law yet, but I approve this message because I'll keep fighting until it is.
The Houston Chronicle endorses Lizzie Fletcher. A solid record of accomplishment, a reputation for working across the aisle. She has kept her promises.
A clear choice, thoughtful John Cornyn or liberal, California-backed MJ Hagar. John Cornyn to open our economy, get our families back on their feet. MJ Hagar to destroy the Texas energy economy. Cornyn to continue his efforts to help abused women. Hagar defund police. Cornyn cover pre-existing conditions. Hagar destroy Medicare. Texas clear choice, clear winner, John Cornyn.
I'm John Cornyn, and I approve this message.
I'm waiting for something super special.
I'm ready for a 4-chair turn.
I'm waiting for somebody that blows the roof off this place.
Oh my God!
This has to be mine.
The Voice, new tonight on NBC.
It's pronounced Kamala. It rhymes with Kamala.
What thing in Russia?
I'm white. Can't help it. This is the best the Dems could come up with. Sleepy Joe.
Nope, can't do it.
Back at 625, Lowe's wants to hire on 20,000 seasonal workers. And there's even more good news for its permanent employees. First, though, we're checking on the stock market with Maribel Aber. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Owen. Stock futures are higher this morning ahead of the election. Right now, Dow futures showing a gain of 436 points. NASDAQ a gain of 108 points for futures. Stocks sold off again on Friday, though, with major average posting their worst week since March. The Dow closed out the week down 157 points. NASDAQ lost 274. The S&P 500 was down 40. Oil is down this morning and worries over the lockdowns in Europe and about the latest wave of the coronavirus cases here in the U.S. Right now, the U.S. benchmark West Texas Intermediate crude looks to be down about 2.68% so far this morning. Lowe's is hiring 20,000 workers for the holidays. In addition to the seasonal workers, the chain is also adding 2,500 permanent positions. And Lowe's is thanking its frontline workers with another $100 million in bonuses. Full-time hourly workers will receive $300. Part-time workers will receive $150. Owen and Lisa, people continue to spend, so it's positive to see that retailers like Lowe's are continuing with seasonal hiring and full-time positions, too.
Indeed. It'll be an interesting holiday season for sure. Thanks, Maribel.
6:26 right now. The clock is winding down until the polls open back up for Election Day tomorrow.
Well, coming up next, what's next in this legal battle over drive-through voting in Harris County? Anna B?
Good morning, 6:26 now your time. A live look at the Katy Freeway at the Beltway. You can see that it's barely 6:30 this morning and the sun is shining and bright. Remember your sunglasses this morning and your headlights as you drive tonight because it will be darker. Britta?
Yeah, first work day after falling back this weekend, and look at that sunrise over Galveston. Beautiful. You can see the waves rolling on in. We'll talk about your work week weather and highlight Election Day weather coming up next.
Family, community, and quality of our work. Those have always been our values at ABC Home and Commercial Services. Call us today.
I'm Seema Lajavadian, and I approve this message.
What do we know about Dan Crenshaw? Crenshaw is working with Donald Trump to dismantle our health care. Crenshaw supports Trump's lawsuit that would kick millions of Americans off their health insurance and eliminate protections for people with pre-existing conditions, including coronavirus. Crenshaw and Trump spread lies about COVID, and as Americans were dying, Crenshaw told us masks don't keep us safe. What do we know about Dan Crenshaw? Everything we need to.
Why are California and New York liberals funding MJ Hagar's campaign? She's one of them.
So I would say that what Democrats need to do differently is not compromise and not become moderate.
Hagar supports a job-killing carbon tax, a socialist government takeover of your health care. And Hagar says she'd consider defunding our police. MJ Hagar, New York taxes, California values. Texans for a conservative majority is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You're exhausted. I get it. Media, politics, it's chaotic. I know a bit about dealing with chaos. I did 5 tours overseas as a Navy SEAL. I understand how to solve problems, the problems that actually matter to you. Flooding, lowering your drug costs while protecting people with pre-existing conditions, and restoring our booming economy. Through all the chaos, that's what this election is about. So let's come together and solve these problems the American way. I'm Dan Crenshaw, and I approve this message.
Who is Troy Nehls fighting for?
When Sheriff Troy Nehls gets to Washington, he'll fight for President Trump's agenda.
Nehls supports Trump's lawsuit that would take health care from millions of Americans and eliminate protections for people with pre-existing conditions, including coronavirus. Sri Preston Kulkarni will protect coverage for pre-existing conditions, lower prescription drug costs, and defend your private health care.
I'm Sri Preston Kulkarni, and I approve this message.
And I won't take orders from Nancy Pelosi or anyone else. But Lizzie Fletcher did take orders from Pelosi, voting with her 99% of the time. And Fletcher will fall in line with Pelosi on the Green New Deal, costing $93 trillion, increasing energy bills $350 a month, and destroying 1 in 6 Texas jobs. Lizzie Fletcher, voting with Pelosi, costing us jobs.
I'm Wesley Hunt, and I approve this message.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Today.
Breaking news this morning, traffic's backed up after a violent crash split a car in half. What led up to that mess and who's been arrested?
Hours before Election Day, the legal battle over drive-through voting in Harris County will go to a federal court, and the presidential candidates make their last push to voters in battleground states. We're live from the campaign trail, straight ahead.
And we are testing and comparing grocery delivery companies this morning to show you which one charged us the most and which was the least expensive, delivering the exact same items to a home in Cypress. We're breaking down the cost of convenience.
All right, Amy, thank you. 6:30 right now on Monday, the 2nd of November. I'm Owen Conflenti.
And I'm Lisa Hernandez. Anavid Reyes is in with what's driving Houston. But first, let's talk to meteorologist Britta Merwin. It's Monday, but man, the conditions are gorgeous out there, Britta.
Oh, it is beautiful out there. So we're off to a great start. We have temperatures right now that are generally in the 40s and 50s, and we're heading into a beautiful afternoon. We're going to top off in the low 70s today. Coming up, we'll talk about your Election Day forecast. It's looking good out there. We have lots of sunshine and pleasant temperatures to talk about. Let's get you over to Anavid, though, with a look at traffic. Anavid, I know you're tracking a few hot spots out there, but the Katy Freeway looking very pleasant.
Looking very nice this morning. Traffic flowing beautifully there. So as you're making your way on over to the West Loop, no issues there. Still tracking a serious situation here on Westheimer at Stony Brook. Investigators are still out there doing their work just between Dunvale and Hillcroft. So expect Westheimer to be closed off to you in both directions. Alternate route is Richmond, which runs just south of Westheimer if you're trying to access the Uptown area or the Galleria area. I did get information that this road should open back up around 7:15. So at least we can see the opening coming sooner rather than later. Over to you, Owen and Lisa.
All right, Anavid, thank you. 6:31 in this breaking news. This morning, an innocent driver's car was split in half during a police chase.
This happened off Westheimer and Stony Brook Drive. Channel 2's Vincent Crivelli live at the scene in Southwest Houston with some new information for us. Vince?
Lisa, good morning. I just got a breaking news update. Authorities say everyone involved is expected to survive, which is tough to fathom when you take a look at the carnage here. This is the suspect's vehicle. It's obliterated. Authorities say the chase lasted about 90 seconds and ended when the suspect's car collided with the innocent driver in this car. Twisted metal and broken glass, the aftermath of a chaotic accident. Detectives say a man was driving this black Mercedes with 2 women inside. Then he ran a red light. Officers tried to pull him over, but he refused and began speeding over 100 miles per hour down Westheimer Road. Then investigators say he ran another red light at Stony Brook Drive and crashed into the back of a black sedan, causing it to spin, then smash into a pole, splitting the car in half. The suspect tried to run from the scene, but was arrested.
He got out of the vehicle after the crash happened, ran back to the Stony Brook, jumped a fence, and they were able to detain him over there.
Detectives say both women in the suspect's car broke their arms and were transported to the hospital. Meanwhile, the suspect driver and the innocent driver are also in the hospital receiving treatment and are expected to survive. And investigators say that the suspect driver will be charged with assault with a deadly weapon and evading arrest. His passengers will not be charged. For now, reporting live in Houston, Vincent Crivelli, KPRC, Channel 2 News.